It's your girl Elizabeth, and I'm sitting here drinking San Pellegrino and auditing websites. So let's get to it. We have Photovation here. Love the name. Kind of in love with the logo. Except the font on the bottom. Your tagline, that font is so overused. I think there's a better font for you, but personal preference, up to you. But that one is definitely an overused font, and I would like to see it changed to something else. All right, let's see here. What do you do? Turning piles of photos into everlasting smiles. So story or organizing services, resources, client compliments, blog, contacts. Okay, so we got some old photos here. Love that. Question of the day is, let's look at the mobile version of this site. Whenever I see hovering things, rollover-y things, I always wonder, Photovation.com. I always wonder about the, okay, so if I click on each photo, I get, the hover effect. But if I don't click on that photo, if I don't know to click on that photo, I don't know any of this information. So it says, I remember our backyard, backing up for some trees, my dad, Halloween, Santa Claus. So unless I'm just randomly moving my mouse, and there's stuff on these, there's words on these pictures, I wouldn't know that information. So maybe not have that info there, maybe put it on your about page or something, just somewhere that's less, you don't necessarily need the information, but it's cool. It just doesn't work across all the platforms. And it's not something that somebody would know to do unless they kind of happened upon it by accident. Okay, so favorite photos, sweet stories. This is a lot of text. I would break this up a little bit. Maybe you've got some great photos here, so I break it up with the photos. I would do some little back and forth stuff. I'll show you real quick. My website is here. Frustrated with marketing, tired of making yourself crazy with the stuff they say you should be doing. And then she's like, I don't know what I'm feeling. And this is a Giphy. And then I have it kind of broken up with different fonts and bold and some buttons and then that image. So that is what I would say you need here. You need to kind of break this up with something else and maybe some larger text and then some smaller text, that kind of thing. I would break this up a little bit. You need to do that. Discovery call should be a button. I would not even have known that was there unless I knew I was looking for links. Let me be your guide. That, this should be front and center. You've got some bold here, but the font's not big enough for me to see what it is. And you've got a picture with more text under it. So we want to maybe not have that stuff on there. Maybe have it below it as a caption. It might work a little better and give people a better sense of what you're trying to convey. All right, let's go to my story. I love that you're using all your brand colors, which is the gray and the green. So thank you for that. Here's your story. Complimentary discovery call. Let me show you my about page so that you can see how I do my buttons. So I have my information here, and then boom, button, learn more about speaking, and then boom, learn more about my marketing system. So you want to have those call to action as buttons. You don't want them to just be hidden in your text. And if someone's going to read this, they're going to read it because they want to read it. They're not going to read it to try and find how to contact you or what you want them to do next. You need to make that really, really clear because they're going to skim. All right, companies that want to learn more about how I help people. Okay, I wouldn't use that verbiage there. I would do something a little different. Let me go back to my site just as an example. I would actually use the phrasing featured on or featured in is another one. These are podcasts, so I was on the podcast. So I would maybe switch that out to that. And it says, I also train other organizers. And this, I don't know that I would put that. I would maybe put that into a sentence and say, I've trained hundreds of other organizers for the last 5 years, something like that, in conjunction or in partnership with blah, 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 blah. So you don't need to have all these things here. Okay, let's see. I'm hard to see that. Hold on. Okay, turn to top of page, Genesis. Okay, so it is WordPress. And okay, so your footer's not bad. I'd like to see your privacy policy and stuff down there because that's required now. So maybe do that, but it's not bad. All right, let's go to photo organizing services. It's not enough. It's not enough. It doesn't tell me enough about the system. I'd like to see some photos of actual people. These are stock, I can tell. And I want to see some actual clients maybe, or you working at a computer, or you working with the photos, you personally. I need to see more of a personal touch here. And it might be something you do down the road, but I want to see that coming. I want to see that, that's going to boost the way that people see this page and how they respond to it. Again, discovery call hidden in my text. Man, I'm not going to read all of it. And I'm not going to even go like directly to that and like focus on it when I read through it. So, or when I skim it. So I need a button. I need you to tell me what I need to do next. It says book a discovery call right at the bottom. And I'm like, why would I book a discovery call? Let me go back and read this paragraph. So that's why they would do that. All right. It's good that you have it on one page. It's good that it's concise, but I actually think it needs a little more there. All right. So let's see. Photo resources. Podcasts. Okay. Training. Great. These seem more like blog posts to me. I know that you have them as like resources, but you're kind of giving too much information with each one. And if you're going to do that, you want to do it as a blog post, even a short blog post with a picture and, boom, you're done. And if any of these are affiliates, you want to make sure you're notating that at the bottom because people need to know that it's required by law. And yeah, I would separate all this. This is a little bit much. Let me show you my tools and resources page. So this is how I display mine. I give this very little information. I don't need to overwhelm you with what I use each tool for. I'm giving you a little bit. Take your emails to the next level with this robust tool that does everything from RSS feeds and landing pages, ditch those expensive tools and get MailerLite. That's just my little take on this tool. So that's what I would see for some of these things you're saying. Just make it a little bit tighter and separate it differently because it's just all the way down the page is just not helping the visual at all. Okay, there's your disclosure. It's so tiny, I didn't even see it. So I would actually like to see this disclosure in your footer. So then it's on every page because you never know when you might use a link. And you don't just want it on one page, you want it on every page. So put that in your footer. Okay, client compliments. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all. No. With the bullets, I want to see this in a wall format. I want to see this with, where did I see a great comment section the other day? It was on one of the other audits that I did recently, and she had cards, and they had each, they had a different testimonial on each card. And some of these are long. Some of these are real long. Like this one here is too long. This one is perfect size. This one is a little short. So if you get a short one, you can't really help it. You can't make them say more, But this 2-line one, this 3-line one, those are perfect size. Now, once you shrink those to a 2 or 3 column size, when you got 3 across or 2 across, it's going to look a lot bigger. It's going to look like a lot more text. But this one is going to be way, way, way more text than that. So I see a lot of stuff in here you could take out. So when it comes to testimonials, I say go in there and shred them up. You take the first sentence and the last sentence and you put them together, and that's a great testimonial. You don't need everything in here about, her creative. She could say, I've been working with Rita for the past 3 years, converting my creative memories 12 by 12 scrapbooks into 10 digital 10 by 10 books. Now, she could just say converting my scrapbooks to digital. My physical scrapbooks to digital. You don't have to go creative memories 12 by 12. Like that's a little bit extra. So I would take some of these words out and just make it the simple, concise. Oh, she's converting scrapbooks to digital? That's awesome. I didn't even think about that, So, I would condense some of these down. And then again, your discovery call hidden down in there, hidden in the text. Don't do that. All right, let's go to the blog. See what we've got here in the blog. Oh, sidebar. Get that away. We don't want that sidebar. There's no reason for you to have recent posts when literally this sentence here and that top one and that top one are the same. And then I go to the next one and the next one and the next one are the same and the next one and the next one are the same. So yeah, we don't need that there. Okay, so yeah, your blog's fine. Just take off that sidebar. You don't need it. All right, contact. Let's see. Okay. It's okay. It's kind of bland. Ask a question. Other. I like the other. Okay, that's great. I'm glad you have that in there. Yeah, I would take your headshot and put it on your story page. I didn't see it on your story page. I would reduce the text that's on this contact page. I would make your discovery call button a button. Let's go to my, because I have a contact page as well. Let's go look at that. So sidebar here is not really a sidebar. It's a 2-column page, right? So I have my form on one side and then this information on the other side instead of putting it above it. And so I have this ready to talk, let's chat button, which is the same as your discovery call. So I want to put that as like a button instead. I do not like this email link. Take that off. It's going to open you up to spam. And you don't want that. And it says use the contact form. Well, of course. I think everybody should use the contact form. And you should be testing your contact forms. I say this in every video, but you should be testing your contact forms. So, you have this, these buttons here, client support request, my phone number. You can actually click to call, which is a good button to have. So I would just swap out some of these things and condense all that text. You've got a lot of text there. I would condense it down and put this photo on your about page is where it really needs to be. So my name is Elizabeth Pampalone, and I hope that you have enjoyed this little website audit. I do this for a living. I'm a website designer, marketer, speaker, and overall just an all-around amazing person. And if you'd like me to tear up your website, Gordon Ramsay style, of course, I'm not trying to make you cry. I'm trying to make you better. So if you'd like me to tear up your website, just give it a look. Let me know. And my website, you can go to my website, elizabethpampalone.com, and drop your information in my form, and I will get right on that for you. Thank you for watching this video. And if you ever need to build a website or a brand in a day, let me know.